recommencer quelque part. Hop, hop, yo les gens. J'espère que vous allez bien. Moi, ça va tranquillou. De chez tranquillou. Bon, hier, petit imprévu, du coup, pas stream. Ah, ok. Ça, c'est bon. Alors, à quoi va-t-on jouer? On va jouer à Disco Elysium. Et putain, je devais le faire celui-là quand même. Pas déconner. Tac, tac. Qu'est-ce que je voulais dire? Oui, du coup, je me suis acheté petit Death Road Tournament. Alors, je sais pas. Je crois que c'est à base de run, je crois. Un peu comme un Slay the Spear. Avec des voitures, enfin, combat de voiture pendant que ça roule. Ça m'a l'air d'être le même genre que lui. Eh, peut-être comme par hasard, il n'y a pas d'image. Oui, c'était pareil. C'est à base de run. Tu reçois des cartes et puis, en fonction des cartes, tu t'abattes des gens. Les cartes, tu peux les évoluer et tout. Je pense que ça doit être le même principe que ça. J'ai pris aussi Astre Colony. Bon, Astre Colony, c'est du farming. On va créer sa petite base et tout. On verra ce que ça donne. On verra ce que ça donne. Ça, je l'ai payé 10 balles et lui, je l'ai payé 12 balles. Ça va. Ça va. Il y a encore lui à faire. Lui, j'ai regardé, hein, lui, j'ai acheté le 22 juin 2022. On est quand même en 2024. Il y a toujours des patchs aussi. Le jeu, il s'arrête jamais. On est 15 janvier, il y a encore eu un patch. En plus, c'est 0.0.6. Il n'est même pas la version 1 encore, le jeu. Seven Master, c'est pareil. Et ici, il y a DD2 qui est passé en 1.0. Après, faut voir. Et là, on va faire. Là, on va faire. Elysium. Par contre, Disco Elysium, je l'ai sur. Je l'ai sur Tonton Cog. Là, je m'en sers pas souvent de Cog. D'ailleurs, très rarement. Hein. Bon, ça m'empêche pas d'avoir 36 jeux dessus, mais quand même. Disco Elysium, jouer. I won't play this game. Par contre, je sais pas où mettre la cam. Hein. Là, j'avoue que. Pas surprise. Ah, moi, je l'ai réglé. Faire ça sauvegarder. Là, on voit pas, mais il y a le temps de chargement. Ah ouais. Dans quel but? Ah ouais. Ah ouais, elle est au max là. Ouais, là. Non, pour interagir. Ouais, j'appuie sur un menu qu'il fallait peut-être pas. Calme-toi. On peut interagir seulement quand ça rond comme ça. Oh, oh, oh. Je m'en bats les couilles, mais dans ta baisse, on peut mettre en évidence. Putain, je joue à la manette, connard. Ok, c'est le B. Bien. Là, une paire de choses là. On bat les couilles. Comment on fait pour prendre? Non, mais attends. Elle était marrant, Coco, mais. Ah, c'est RB pour interagir. Ah, mais dans quel monde? Dans quel monde on met ça sur une manette, sérieusement? Ah non, action interagir. Action interagir, c'est A, et l'autre en haut, il me met RB. Faut savoir. C'est A. Ma bite en 3D. Non. Oh non! Faut en plus diriger avec ça, mais non! Oh là là là.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Ah ouais, du coup, ouais.
Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold.
Ouais.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Hmm. Terminal.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Visage d'une superstar. Aucune idée, c'est indescriptible. Je crois que c'est une expression censée être suggestive. J'ai même peur que ce soit destiné aux dames. Ah ouais, mais du coup, ouais. Change la caméra quand même, parce que je suis en train de dormir depuis tout à l'heure. Se réveille. Ah, je sais pas où la mettre. Je vais la foutre là. Pour l'instant, ça gêne pas. On verra pour la suite. J'insinue que je suis vaguement sympathique et je crois que c'est crédible d'une façon d'un peu regarder triste, mais ce qui fait mon charme.
There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Ouah, ouah. Très faible, j'ai 3% de chance. En mode impossible. Mais moi je suis un thug.
It's too late.
Shit.
Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Ah ouais. On va ignorer le visage. On va ignorer le visage. On va ignorer le truc. Ah ouais, putain, faut mettre un petit coup de stick. Oh là là là. Oh là là. Prends ta cravate là qui se balados là.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world.
42%. Hein. Rien sur le canon du ventilateur.
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie.
83%.
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning, the necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Ok. Pantalon. Ok. Chemise. Mais pourquoi j'ai un truc comme ça là? C'est quoi ce bordel? Des shit. C'est une épave, il met 3 jours. Détail.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Projet analytique. 42%. Facile.
What do you mean, assess the damage? How would you do that? What are you even trying to do?
Putain, t'es nul. T'es même pas capable de faire un truc simple.
The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
Déçoit. Attends, c'est start pour... non. Alors comment on fait l'inventaire? Dis-moi tout, Robert. Oh. Ah mais je me suis auto-sap. Ah ouais, je me suis auto-sap. De repoussante. Ah j'ai un moule bite. Et un moule cuisse. Ah ouais. Ah ouais.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
Ouais, je comprenais pas pourquoi j'avais un truc, ok. Prends des pompes. Il te manque une pompe. Attends, la pompe elle est là-bas? T'as même pas ouvert. T'as même pas ouvert. Pompe. J'ai qu'à retrouver l'autre. Alors pourquoi j'ai qu'un carré sur mes chaussures et... Lui. J'ai pas trouvé ma pompe. Comment ça j'ai pas trouvé ma pompe? Ah, elle est pas dans la baignoire? Je crois que la baignoire on peut pas y aller. Non. Ça y est, t'es plus en PLS. Oh. Ça fait si à voir. Hein. Non, mais en vrai...
The fan stands still. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. Little black spots dance on your retinas. It's almost pleasurable.
Ok. En vrai, c'est normal, hein. Ouh nana, ouh nana, ouh nana. Pensez quelque chose sur la table. C'est une. Et aller par là. Mercredi. Maintenant, rentre. T'as pas discute du coup, hein. Ok, donc par là on se casse.
Hello, officer.
On indique que nous sommes en mars. Année 51. Dans le fion. Dans le fion. Trompe le monde. Est-ce qu'on peut parler à la dame?
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
No.
There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Parce que je me souviens pas d'être flic. Sur un scénario pour me permettre d'être un agent représentant de la loi. Oh, neutre. Bordel, expression sur rien pour les faire ça. Désirer physiquement. Allez, juste pour le fun.
The words have already left your mouth.
Les mots ont déjà quitté ta bouche. Ah, le mec, il a pas le temps. Ah, mais tu vas la
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again. No, you see, that's not what you said. You said... Come on, man. Pretty, please.
Don't back down now. Say what you said again. Proudly.
Ok.
Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you?
De l'apocalypse, flic superstar. Je suis désolé, mais... Pourquoi j'ai dit ça? Vous êtes joli, je suis désolé, je suis le flic désolé. Pas du tout sur Netflix, je me souviens pas en avoir été un, je pense que j'ai peut-être menti. Superstar.
Okay, that's cool. Or if I can just maybe ask you to elaborate on that superstardom a tiny bit. I have certainly been entertained. Thank you. Whatever you are, you should stick to it. Otherwise, it's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me.
Oh, elle menace. Oh, elle fait un petit déhanché du cul à la fin.
And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Oh, la violence. Déjà
Who
fumeur.
knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug.
En fait, tout le monde parle, même les vêtements.
Or you could not do that. No one is making you. Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Bonus. Ouais, des clopes et les fumer. Enfin, un paquet de cigarettes. Prenez-le en main, équipé d'un emplacement en main de votre inventaire et les clopes feront le reste. Voici les lancettes blancs trouvées. S'ils sont blancs, vous pouvez les tenter maintenant. Ah. Ok, très bien. On va passer par là.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird
Oh, le
instead.
gamin!
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know...
There's something there, and it's not good. That's all you know for now.
Ok. Donc lui, c'est pas notre poteau. Mhm. Parle à la dame. Je peux parler à la dame.
Hello, sweetie.
La femme du cryptozoologue.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Ah ouais, non mais j'ai compris apparemment. Je vais aller voir Robert là. Rien pour le faire chier, je vais aller voir qu'après, tu vois. Et puis on se le dépouille. Un homme dort, la tête sur la table, il porte des bottes recouvertes de boue et une salopette défaite. Sur l'arrière de sa chemise, vous lisez Wild Pins, toré d'un lingot avec un arbre.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Instrument difficile, le réveiller, ramasser les pilules.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Voilà. On doit le réveiller ou pas?
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Why the yelling, man? Really? You woke me up for that? Fine. What is it, officer?
Officer, even after a rude awakening, this dock worker respects the police. More than they usually do, at least.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
How's it going? Haven't you noticed what's going on outside? We're in the middle of a strike down at the harbour, trying to force some sense into the executive board of Wild Pines. For one, I could use some more shut-eye in the mornings. Right to work, right to sleep, I say. Nate got it. Majoret's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him.
We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us. Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back. Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No.
Pure béatitude sans sexe.
The
Allez.
worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No malt grains or whatever, no poetry stuff, just quality time.
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and
L'abyssopélagique.
detection.
Ah ouais. Ah ouais.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep.
Ah, il est au max. Hein. On peut pas dire qu'il est pas au max. Hein. Ok. On va voir notre poteau. Encore une petite réflexion.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
On vient de boire un coup.
An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical.
Ça aurait surpris.
You have truly
Ça
wiped
aurait
out
été
all
bizarre.
trace of yourself if you haven't thought about rum and lemonade yet.
Tu n'as pas pensé une seule fois à boire un bon verre de rhum à la limonade. T'as vraiment anéanti toute trace de toi-même. Je pense en tout cas pendant tout ce temps. En fait, est-ce que je devrais vraiment y penser? Apparemment, l'école ne me réussit pas trop.
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade into yourself, boy.
Ah
Or
ouais,
better
carrément.
yet, lick that
Non, on n'est pas à ce
stain
point-là.
off the counter.
Ah, c'est pour ça qu'ils disent que tu peux devenir un déchet. Bah, en fait, là, en gros, tu deviens un déchet, tu lèches.
What
Open
happened,
bush.
man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. It would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great combination.
Ok, en plus, il faut trouver de la bibinasse. Je crois qu'il y en a de la bibinasse.
The man plucks at the seabird.
Non.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this. But why?
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Ah, bah non. Merde. Normalement, je peux écrire un nom. Quoi, 28% d'écrire son blazos?
Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Quoi ce blaze, c'était quoi ce blaze chelou là? Raphaël Ambrosius Costaud. Ok. Cool, mais est-ce que j'ai pas un nom de connard?
You instinctively run your hand over the multi-patterned silk of your tie. Its slickness gives you comfort and reassurance.
Don't worry! Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop.
Yes, well. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? Then we should ask him for a rundown of the area. Get me up to speed. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice. Right. And the interviews? Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Mm-hmm. So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
A painkiller would be good about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort. The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that, so cigarettes will have to do.
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious
Tiens, on va commencer par aller voir la victime, c'est derrière. Ah ouais. Et de l'écaillé pénètre vos narines, un être humain se décompose. Effectivement, il est là. Ouais, le petit gamin, on l'a vu. Ça. Être orné d'une couronne sur le moment du dossier, écrit live above descending.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. There's something in there. not necessarily connected to the case, but still. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death. The lieutenant leans in to inspect the lock.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
C'est vrai. Ok, alors attends. Ouais, il y en a des choses. Voilà, mais ça lui vert dans tous les sens. Déjà on a ça. On loot. On a ça. On s'en fout. On a ça. Ok. Ah, c'est un zoom. Ah oui. On a ça.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
7.
What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
The smell
Step
is
get it.
repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within. You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. There is Frit nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't... There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the Whirling in Rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Active decay. It's okay to throw it.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow!
Ok, donc il faut aller à la serre. Attends, la serre, faut faire tout le tour.
Kuno's got this!
Oh yeah! Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
It's love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah! Right in the
They pay you no heed or pretend not to notice you.
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got. Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno! Pig's choking! He's totally choking!
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
You have no idea what the usual is. Just ask whatever comes to mind.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City. Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it? No, it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient. Look at it.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno! He says you climb the ladder up to your magic treehouse.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse. Dunno. Kipta's gardener used to work there. Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look it up in the library. Kuno's not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener, alright? Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit. Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Fuck does Kuno care about your hunch? That's your shit. You figured it out. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, pig.
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
The fuck are you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person?
He looks slightly confused, but proud he came up with that retort. But right as he's getting distracted, you hear a malevolent hiss from behind the fence.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pigs in air, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Tu vas le goumer.
No one? Kuno's doing this because he likes it, Pig.
This is where Kuno establishes dominance over you.
Help! The pig's gagging him! Kuno can't speak!
No! Get off Kuno, you sick fat fuck!
Oh, c'est passé. Ah bah non.
You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its target. Instead, it pulled you down with it.
Kuno can't believe this shit! Can no one stop the Kuno? Pig, Kuno thought you had this. What happened? Kuno can't do anything now.
It's safe to say he has established dominance over you.
Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your fat body up!
No.
Eh, il m'a mis un nom. Il m'a mis un nom direct. Il m'a mis une influence.
Kuno beat the shit out of the popo! Beat your fucking knee off!
I told you not to tempt such forces. Now, how about we go and do something worth the public?
Ah là là.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
She means it. The fear is real.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, Pig?
I come from the woods, Kuttavittu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing her! Get the fuck out of here!
Oh, c'est chelou, hein. Bon, du coup, faut passer par là. Il y a un saut là. On peut pas passer. Non, on peut pas passer.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Ah, ça t'intéresse là, hein? Hein? Tu kiffes, hein? Tu kiffes, hein, mon salaud? Ouais, des trucs intéressants. Une oseille. Dégagez, vous prenez une branlée. De quoi sont chez CC. Putain! Oh là là, attends, j'ai pas fini. Tu vides de magnésiolame. Ouais.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Ok, très bien, très bien, très bien. Faut que tu insistes. Ah ok, donc on va jusque... Ok. Ok, ok, ok. On va tout s'écrouler. Ouais. Code postal. Oh la thune. Oh. Oh.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. Man down, a trooper has been left behind the enemy lines. You could swear it's more of an instinct than anything else, but you know it's a cop's cloak.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
Yes, that's one way of putting it. It's certainly an impressive achievement of engineering. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They're bound to have information for us. I thought that was our intention. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2-meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below. Martinez goes about its daily routine as you soar through the air. The loud voices of protesters mix with the engine sounds from the traffic jam. Waves crash against the pier, and dense, salty sea air fills your lungs.
He's so on the money, Breton! Just imagine yourself dual-wielding a bottle and a flaming cigarette whilst airborne!
The corpse is dominating the yard, and the stench is nauseating. Even we'll take care of that body too. We'll take care of all of it. As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive. Alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Je sais pas où je suis parti, mais je suis parti. Hein.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change." The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air. Undoubtedly, no. Sure, why not? Nothing tricky about that.
Ok, très bien, très bien, très bien, très bien. Très bien, très bien, très bien. Ouais. Mhm. Mhm.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably, the head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Hundreds of documents and the same material. You already went through all of these. Hundreds of documents and the same. You already went through all. Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been crossed out. The drawer.
Ok, donc c'est un code. Alors. Des lunettes. Mets la cape. Il y a des beaux gosses.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover. Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism, they represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turned to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table. This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip-Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip-Top Tournée. Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. Oddly enough, this article has two bylines, Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tournée becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers, your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter. And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for. You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip-Top Tournée is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective. You can still like it, Detective. Just because a couple of fools wrote an article doesn't mean it's true. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor. much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbour red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent. The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution so long as it's only redistributed upward. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of...
Ok, ok. Ouais, tout fait du coup. Voilà, y a plus rien parce que là c'est le truc, mais
steady as ever. Remember, Lee, all items 100 and the same you already went through the drawers.
Ouais. Pour l'instant c'est bon. Non, 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 pas toi, pas toi, toi. Ah mais j'avoue, du coup je suis baisé quoi. Ok, la porte.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
No reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Persuader la porte de s'ouvrir. 100% quand même. Hein. Allez.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Ouais, pourquoi?
Why are you what? Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Ok, donc on peut pas l'ouvrir pour l'instant. Ah non, on part par où là? Ah non, on se passe de ouf là. Attends, et si tu vas en bas de l'autre côté, il y a quoi? Comment qu'on revient sur nos pas? Je pense pas. Il nous emmène où ça? Oh, on peut pas? Ah, j'ai pas vu ma bras. Ok. Toujours dépensé lui hein. Ok, attends, tu vas l'ouvrir? C'est putain de caisse ou pas? On va l'ouvrir? On peut pas l'ouvrir. Ok.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on. Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am, yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder. The old man whistles and hums a jaunty tune to himself.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everett sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling him to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking. Yes, yes, everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way, Leonard Bellick, but everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Stay on this Miss Beaufort topic.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinaise, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dog fighters. Alcohol, however.
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad. Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Je suis pas sûr.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinaise what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Patience. Deep down you have the mental power to keep listening. Not many would, but you do.
Had an arithmetics teacher, Miss Bellows. Her real name was Miss Bellams. She was a real pretty lady, but when she got mad... All the boys liked her, if you know what I mean, mister. We used to sneak in her yard in the dark and peek through the window. One time we saw Miss Bellows with a fellow. Yes, we did, mister. Them was naked too. That's all I got to say about that. Thank you. Almost forgot. Mr. Everard is in that container over there. I got distracted telling the story, but he's in there. Bye-bye now.
Ok, donc il est là. Ah ouais. Je vois.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. A typical power play. Wait for him to speak first. Show him you've got a backbone. The one good eye of this man fills you up without even flickering. The other, his lazy eye, is constantly moving like a goldfish in a tank.
Ouais. L'autre, celui qui bouge constamment comme un poisson rouge dans un aquarium. Ah, parlait de son œil, ouais, je comprenais pas, je dis.
Grotesquely magnified by his +6 glasses. For a moment, you don't know where to look. It is unbearably humid in the trailer. Beads of sweat slide down the man's forehead. At first, nothing happens. His face wears a wide and self-satisfied smile. Every now and then, he smacks his big lips. Like a general over his maps, he plots his moves. Judging by the way he's licking his chops, it's going to be a good one.
So... Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi, how nice that you found a moment to pay a visit to the Debardairs Union. I'm Everard Clare, head of this little operation here.
Donc on s'appelle Monsieur Dubois.
Please, have a seat.
The folding chair looks like a torture device. Extremely uncomfortable.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
Damn, that's a nasty play. He's got you, a titan of volition, in a fork. Guess you just have to sit or leave.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debardairs Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is. Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Or...
No.
Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. Oh God, why didn't you think of this before? Cops have guns. Where's yours? It's gone. Your gun is gone. There's nothing in your pockets.
You don't need a gun. We can still have fun without the gun. The fun doesn't need to stop. Have some right now.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Ah ouais. Donc en gros, il aurait pas fallu prendre le chèque. Il aurait pas fallu tâter dans ses poches. Et après, il aurait fallu le ranger avec le truc.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois, he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Que tu t'es glissé sur la chaise comme tu veux, vulgaire, jamais.
While Everard is distracted by your odd behavior, the lieutenant's eyes are mapping everything around you. The folder, desk, papers on the wall.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you...
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
Mon corps va lâcher une minute. Je vais prendre un monsieur. Ninja il m'a canné. Bon.
Yes, yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Of course, let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
Elle me fait tellement penser à Max Payne.
I think the odds of that are very low.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
He is not.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help, like I'm helping you with your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, If we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Du coup, ça marche pas si je fais ça?
My dear Harry, there are Harry.
Smooth talking.
Ah oui?
Maybe.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Eh ben... Ok, on se casse. Très bien, très bien. Attends, lui, il n'y aurait pas des choses à dire nouvelles.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back. No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying.
Je pense qu'on a déjà fait. Non, parce qu'on pourrait raconter sa vie, mais on la connaît. Hein. Ça, du coup, ça change pas, on peut pas l'ouvrir. Non. Et causer?
Yes. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Ok.
Try work. The case at hand. Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
Il a quoi, lui?
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, that's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad. Completely uncocked material, if you say so yourself.
Are they?
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
He's glad to have shut down your question.
No.
Pression.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them.
Something the matter?
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flip.
Ah ouais. Ok, oula, 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 oulala, oulala, oulala. Bah, on est un gros joujou, lui. Alors, attends, parce que j'ai eu quoi, là? J'ai eu... Non, non, attends. Ça... Ça d'un couple heureux. Chèque de 20 centimes. Sur 50. Hmm. Ouah, il y en a tellement de choses. Attends. C'est là-bas le téléphone. Ouais, il est là. Ça marche pas.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Oh, ça marche peut-être.
It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory.
Vas-y,
Right, sure. Why
ça sert à
nothing
rien.
tricky about that?
En fait, il faut 90% pour que ça marche. Bon. On va essayer là.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, mais
That is the only reason you are here.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
Ah, c'était sympa. On va se regarder. Commence à voir mal au dos. Aïe. Attends, c'est quoi ça? Ouah, un truc de ouf. Ouah, ouah. Ah. Ok. Attends, on va se regarder quand même. Faisons pas n'importe quoi. Nice. On se casse. Ok, ok. Bon, de toute façon, je savais que c'était un jeu plein de blabla. Mais bon, heureusement, il parle anglais, j'ai pas besoin de parler. Ça, c'est le pux. Bon. Ça, c'est bon. Hop. Bon, sur ce, je vous dis bonne fin de soirée, bonne nuit et à la prochaine. Bye bye.